For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker here with head volleyball coach Tom Hanna, and after a 2019 Akron Invitational Championship. Coach, first let's just briefly talk about matches individually, first starting with last night with the victory over St. Francis.
Finally felt like we got our serving locations better, and we're putting pressure on people the way we're kind of accustomed to the last few years. It's been missing from our game of the first 6 matches, so I thought we did a really nice job of getting them out of system and then just handled whatever they threw at us. In terms of back row attack when they were somewhat out of system, some broken plays and tips and rolls, and handled that stuff pretty well.
Then we move on today against Eastern Kentucky and Seton Hall, both 3-0 victories, 3-set victories. First, let's talk about the game against the Colonials and then briefly touch on Seton Hall.
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of similar in that we did a really great job on serve and pass. This morning we were siding out at a pretty good clip, passing at a pretty high rate, let our middles get involved. Ashley Richardson was solid all weekend, but really had a good morning today, and just like that we dictated kind of what was going on because of our serve and pass. And then in the evening here against Seton Hall, a little bit of the same. Again, we had really good offensive production from Rich, really good offensive production from Lex. Both siding out at like north of 46, 54%, something like that. So if we're in system, we can get those guys siding out like that at a high rate, we're in a pretty good position. So was happy with that. And I like that at the end of that match, again, a little back and forth, a little push and shove, and we find a way to come home with it.
You mentioned Ashley Richardson, senior, and junior Alexis Alita in their roles. They had double digits in kills today against Eastern Kentucky and Seton Hall. Yesterday, Shelby Fulmer had 9 kills against St. Francis. What are you liking about your attacking players currently?
I think after this weekend, feel a lot better that we can score from the pins. We were having a little bit of a struggle there at points, being consistent on the left side, and we beat a good Xavier squad after being down 2-0. With I think E hit like 150, and I think Lex might have been below that, and that was good enough to get through that match. That's not going to happen often, but I felt like we got better pin production. Shelby's been pretty consistent all year and has really done a great job with her serving, really kind of helping us out and putting people in tough spots. She did a really nice job all weekend from the end line.
Some things that I notice, Tegan Ochea is kind of staying in that back line, helping the serve receive, along with Taylor Sheretz. Just briefly talk about the back line and kind of the game plan of what you're trying to do with Tegan in the back.
Yeah, she's one of the taller defensive specialists in the country at this point, but she's done a really nice job on serve receive. And defensively, from the beginning of preseason, she's digging a ton of balls, and we have her in practice and in matches digging north of 70-75% of the balls in her area. So she's sweeping up that many balls for us. We're certainly going to take that. The passing really has been the main thing to stabilize our group and take some pressure off some of those left side hitters and to let them maybe focus a little bit more on hitting. So she's done a nice job in the role, and sometimes we can let her roll across the front row if we want a different attacker or blocker in place of Shelby. So that gives us a little bit of latitude there. It doesn't cost us another sub to put in a different attacker on that right side.
Coach, we'll talk to you later on in the week as you prepare for your trip to North Dakota next weekend. For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker, Coach Tom Hanna, we had a great 3-0 record this weekend right here at James A. Rhodes Arena. So make sure for the next contest that you're out here against Ball State on September 28th. That game's at 7 p.m. We want you here supporting the Zips. For everyone here at James A. Rhodes Arena, have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, go Zips.